The best timeline for Ascension. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You have awakened within you a timeline for Ascension. You have determined for yourself the best feeling timeline, and now it is a matter of actualizing that timeline. It is one thing to create something, and it is another to experience it. The awakening process is one that involves experiencing quite a bit of what you do not want. You have experienced what you do not want over hundreds of lifetimes on planet Earth. That is to say, most of you have experienced what you do not want over hundreds of lifetimes. Not all of you have had the same number of lifetimes on this planet or in this universe. Now, as you take the information from all of your lifetimes, including this one, and you sift through all of it, you come up with the best possible timeline for Ascension for all of humanity. Every single person that is on the planet with you is a part of your Ascension experience, whether they know it or not, whether they are on the side of the light or the dark. So you are, as a collective, coming up with this best possible timeline. And imagine how easy it would be to manifest that experience if you could convince everyone to vibrate in harmony with it. Well, here's the next best thing. When you want for humanity what is best for humanity, and you vibrate in harmony for that particular outcome, you are working with the collective energy of humanity. Whether the rest of your human cohorts know it or not, there is a best possible timeline for Ascension, and they are in favor of that at the level of their highest selves. That means they are contributing energy and desire to being on that timeline. You can tap into that. You can feel for the best possible timeline for Ascension, and with the collective energy of humanity, you can bring it about. The more of you who do this, of course, the better. Your Ascension. It has taken quite a bit of your time to get you where you are today as a human collective. You have traveled on Earth as a species for millions of years, and you are in a place where you can feel the change in the air. You can feel yourself shifting and evolving, but in the past lives you could not detect the movement forward because you were moving at a snail's pace. Now that things are heating up and speeding up, you are aware of your Ascension. You are aware of the feeling of it. It is not just a story that you have been telling yourselves. You can almost taste it. The ride now is about continuing to gain momentum from the little victories that you experience in your life. Many of you who are receiving this transmission have come a long way in this one lifetime as well. You have endured quite a bit, and you have capitulated yourselves into this moment of awakening. Your Ascension is happening because of you. It is happening because as a collective, you have decided you are ready. It is time to stop playing the third-dimensional game and to raise the level of your consciousness so that you can play a new game. As you remove the veil that exists between your consciousness and the fifth dimension, realize that you will still know who you are. You will recognize yourself, and you will celebrate your accomplishment. Now, as you give this a pat on your back, we also want to encourage you to listen more to what's going on inside of you, because you have programming inside of you to handle Ascension, and you are equipped to do this, and you are ready. Listen to the feelings, listen to your heart, listen to joy and excitement. Brace yourselves for the more that you are exposing yourselves to. This is a time for you to let go of all that has been holding you back, especially the limitations you place on yourselves in order to fit in order to be like everyone else. You who are receiving this transmission are the leaders in the Ascension process, which is why you have awakened before most of the human race. It's not something to shrink from, it's something to embrace, and it's something to feel proud of. Feel the fifth dimension in your hearts. You have taken some giant leaps forward in recent weeks, and we are impressed by how you have made such progress while continuing to face the challenges of the third-dimensional paradigm that you continue to operate within. You haven't received much relief from outside sources. You are still facing the same challenges that you have been for eons of your time on planet Earth. And we acknowledge that times are actually getting even more difficult for you to stay in because of what you know about where you are heading, because so many of you know the truth about what is already available to humans, just not to the masses. You know that free energy exists. You know that it would be easy and fast for all of you to experience a cleaner world. You know that there is plenty for everyone, and yet still so many go without. And this is how the world operates as you continue to be, as a reflection of the third-dimensional mind. This is why it is so important for all of you to get out of your minds. This is why it is so important for you to experience the fifth dimension now as a feeling state. As more and more of you experience deep states of meditation, connections with beings in higher dimensions, and being in the flow of the fifth dimensional energy that is all around you, You are creating and maintaining a grid of energy that will soon override that of the third-dimensional mind construct that you have been living. It's time for you to spread your wings and fly without waiting for the announcements to be made, without waiting for full disclosure, mass arrest, redistribution of wealth, revaluing of currency, and everything else that you have been waiting for. It's time for all of you to lead the way with your hearts and burst free from the third-dimensional construct that is still somewhat appealing to the mind. Experience a shift. It is wonderful to acknowledge yourselves for all of the wonderful movement forward you have made. You have journeyed so far in one lifetime that you all deserve to be rewarded for your achievements. We sometimes marvel at how much you overcome and how much you persevere. The fact that all of you are still on planet Earth is a testament to your strength and your power. We are here to tell you that things are going to get easier. We often hear you asking, when will this be over? When will I be free from the situation? When will this shift be completed? And we want to encourage you to create your own experiences of all of this. One of the ways that you make the journey more enjoyable is by looking for things around you that are going right, that are working out, and that have the ability to put a smile on your face. You all deserve to take breaks from all of the hard Ascension work that you've been doing. We want all of you to rest and recuperate as often as you can. Most of all, we encourage you to be present. It is in your being present that all this happens more quickly, more efficiently, and more enjoyably. You get to determine your own path from this point forward. When you decide that you want to be of service to the collective, you are. When you realize that you can be of service to the collective and enjoy your journey, that's when you are really onto something. So we encourage you to congratulate yourself for having made it this far, to acknowledge yourself for still being on planet Earth and enduring all that you had to endure with these shifting energies. And we want you to relax. We suggest that you allow the energies of the shift to do what they do while you enjoy more sunsets, while you take more time for yourselves, and while you spend more time with your loved ones. Let those of us who are here to help you give you what you need while you take on less responsibility, and see yourselves more as experiencers of the shift than those who are responsible for making it happen. How far you have come. If you have taken the time to consider how far you have come in your personal lives, then you know how long and how far you have come as a human collective. The expansion of your consciousness is tied with the expansion of the human collective consciousness, and the experience of that expansion is very gradual. It's sometimes challenging for you to acknowledge it because you are right in the middle of it, and it's also easy to see how much further you have to go. However, this is a time for you to consider the difference between being the awakened version of yourself that you are now, and any version of yourself that has come before you who has not yet been able to even acknowledge that they were an aspect of source energy. Once you make that acknowledgement, you can find greater areas for you to grow from and grow into. In your discovery of the shift that you are part of, you made numerous declarations about when you wanted to get there, when you wanted to finalize your shift, how you wanted to do it, and what you wanted to be living on the other side of. And that has taken your eyes off the present moment at times and all that you have accomplished in the present. This is a moment for you to look at how far you've come, because the experience of your expansion depends upon your acknowledgement of yourself. If you continue to see only the things that you need to work on, then you're not going to enjoy your experience. If you look for areas that need improvement because you think you must in order to make the shift, you're not going to enjoy the experience. If instead you look at yourself and you recognize how powerful the experience of awakening is, you will take yourself to the next level joyously. And this journey that you're on is all about finding opportunities for joy within it. It is inevitable that you will make the journey, but how you do it, whether you'll go with ease and with joy in your hearts, or whether you'll struggle and strive and are hard on yourself, these are the choices that are in front of you. Make the choice that supports what it is that you want to experience, both on the remainder of your journey here to the fifth dimension, and also once you arrive. Once you arrive, you will still have expanding to do, so you might as well start enjoying this journey now. Shifting on planet Earth. In the placement of yourselves on planet Earth, you made a decision that was not entirely about yourselves. You made a decision to be on planet Earth because you wanted to be a part of something bigger. This is a significant lifetime, and Earth is a significant place to be at this time in the evolution of consciousness in this universe. Why would you choose Earth and to incarnate at this time to make such a challenging shift from dimension to dimension? Well, you all had your reasons. But the fact of the matter is that you are being here as an act of service. You are all taking on more than your fair share of the workload, and as we have said, it is a monumental task. It is not one to be taken lightly. And you are supported on your journey. Even though you signed up for a monumental challenge, you knew you would not be doing it alone. And this is where we come in. This is where your guides come in. This is where the angels and archangels come in. What you are doing here is nothing short of bringing this universe to a higher frequency state, and that is tantamount to creating a new universe. You are here creating a better universe, and you are doing so from the trenches, vibrationally and energetically. You are doing so by facing emotions and traumas that none of your egos would sign up to face. Therefore, we know in fact that you all deserve praise and acknowledgement. You deserve it from us, and you deserve it from yourselves. Awakening on this planet is and has been an enormous challenge to face. We salute all of you, and we assure you that you have help. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.